We do begin tonight with the breaking news involving former President Trump. Just moments ago, we learned the special counsel Jack Smith has issued a new indictment, what's called a superseding indictment. Essentially, additional charges now involving the classified documents case. As we have been reporting here, the former president and his legal team have been saying that they expect that Trump could soon face a separate federal criminal indictment. Trump has said so publicly, involving January 6th. That's not what happened tonight. Instead, the special counsel issuing new charges involving Mar-a-Lago. Former President Trump now facing 2 new obstruction charges involving alleged attempts to have surveillance deleted. And tonight, a third person has now been named and now facing charges related to false statements when questioned about attempts to delete that surveillance. Now, in addition to naming Donald Trump and his aide, Walt Nauta, again, who were already charged in the initial Mar-a-Lago case, this third name has now been added. And our team had reported even before today that the special counsel was looking into surveillance and whether there might have been questions asked about how to get rid of it and whether witnesses were telling the truth about all this. This new indictment tonight in the classified documents case comes just hours after Trump's lawyers met just today with special counsel Jack Smith and his team about what could still be coming involving January 6th. Potential charges related to the attack on the Capitol and alleged efforts to put in place fake electors from key battleground states. Now, after that meeting today with the special counsel, the former president, in a social media post, called the meeting with Jack Smith, quote, productive, saying his lawyers warned Smith that indicting Trump would only further destroy our country, in his words. Instead, what played out moments ago are new charges, a superseding indictment, meaning new charges added to the classified documents case, serious new additional charges involving any alleged efforts or questions about getting rid of key surveillance video. So John Carl and Pierre Thomas are standing by right here at the desk with me tonight, pouring through this indictment. But we begin with our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas and what we've learned so far.
Tonight, special counsel Jack Smith bringing new charges in his investigation into the classified documents former President Donald Trump brought with him to Mar-a-Lago when he left the White House. A new figure emerging tonight, a new defendant in the case, the head of maintenance at Mar-a-Lago, named Carlos de Oliveira. He's now facing charges too. The superseding indictment out just moments ago also adds 3 new felony counts against the former president. He had already been facing 37 counts of mishandling classified information. Now he faces an additional count of willful retention of national defense information and 2 additional obstruction of justice charges. The superseding indictment charges Trump with 2 new counts based on allegations that he attempted to delete surveillance footage at Mar-a-Lago in summer of 2022. The news comes just hours after Trump staged a last-ditch effort to avoid being indicted in Smith's other investigation, the probe into efforts to overturn the 2020 election, culminating in the riot at the Capitol on January 6th. Former president's attorney sitting down with special counsel Jack Smith at his office in Washington, the meeting lasting a bit more than an hour. Trump himself later describing the meeting as productive, saying his team told Smith in detail that I did nothing wrong, was advised by many lawyers, and that an indictment of me would only further destroy our country. It's been 11 days since Trump received a target letter from the special counsel, a clear indication an indictment was imminent. His attorneys today hoping to convince Smith to change course. No word on exactly what was discussed or how the special counsel reacted to their entrees.
All right, so let's bring back in the team with me tonight, both Pierre Thomas and John Carl here. We've been pouring through this indictment the moment we got it, just before we came on. Just to be clear, as Pierre just reported, they did meet today with Jack Smith about the potential indictment coming, still to come on January 6th, again, potential until we actually see that. Instead, what's happened tonight is this superseding indictment, new and serious charges involving the classified documents Mar-a-Lago, and you've got the key line here.
Well, David, it puts Trump clearly, according to the special counsel, in the midst of an obstruction effort. And it says, quote, that Trump requested an employee to delete security camera footage at Mar-a-Lago to prevent the footage from being provided to a grand jury.
Again, this is the allegation from Jack Smith. I want to bring in John Carl on that point because they have point by point here, actually the 24-hour period when that first subpoena went out for the surveillance video from Mar-a-Lago.
This is a detailed timeline of what happens after Trump is subpoenaed for that surveillance video. Walt Nauta was scheduled to travel with him the following day to Illinois. Instead, suddenly his plans are changed. He is dispatched from New Jersey, where Trump is at his Bedminster Club, to Mar-a-Lago to meet with the head of maintenance at Mar-a-Lago, Carlos de Oliveira. And it's described in the detail here is fascinating. He talks about going and looking to where the surveillance cameras are, walking with a flashlight. This is Walt Nauta and the head of security at Mar-a-Lago, through a tunnel where the storage room where those documents were held, and looking where the surveillance cameras are. And then it quotes them. They go to the surveillance shed where workers look at the surveillance video. And according to this indictment, De Oliveira tells Trump employee 4, we don't know who that is, that the boss wanted the server deleted. The boss wanted the server deleted and asked, what are we going to do now? Now, what this has to have Trump wondering is, who was telling this? Who is a Trump employee 4? How do they have this detailed account of exactly what Walt Nauta did when he went down there?
And what Jack Smith is doing, which is what he did before, is signaling to the American people that he believes he has the evidence, and in very granular detail goes into this here.
Minute by minute, David.
As they went through Mar-a-Lago looking for potential ways, again, that's the accusation of deleting that key surveillance video. Gentlemen, thank you both. I want to bring in investigative reporter Catherine Faulders from our investigative team, because, Catherine, you reported even before today that the special counsel was looking into efforts to destroy surveillance, whether or not that was attempted, whether there were discussions about this, and whether, when pressed about this, whether people lied.
Yeah, following the indictment in May, we know the special counsel was talking to additional witnesses, had sent additional target letters to IT employees. There was a target letter sent to an employee who allegedly perjured himself before a grand jury, specifically about the instances associated with this video. But in this indictment, it squarely puts Donald Trump, Walt Nauta, and the head of maintenance right at the center of this. It says that they pressured this employee, who they don't name, to delete this video. And we know that Jack Smith has been talking to witnesses. They've been before the grand jury in Florida, and he's been asking and zeroing in on, David, specifically the obstruction elements that relate to the video.
All right, Catherine Faulders, our thanks to you, to John Carl, Pierre Thomas.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.